Steph Tolev is here. Steph, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Filth Queen is on Netflix currently. When did that drop? Earlier this...
Last week. It's been out for exactly 1 week.
How's it going?
I need more men to watch it.
Okay, boys.
So please, God.
Sack up.
Sack up.
You got days off coming up.
You have days off, turn it on.
Yeah. So what? She has IBS. Girls can have that.
Oh, I got it bad right now. New York really sets it off.
Oh, God. Also, season 2 of Tires. You're in that.
Uh-huh.
What episode? I must not have gotten that far yet.
Episode 2.
Shit, then I did get that far.
What the... you would have remembered me. I was Stabby's wife. I was screaming.
Of
like,
course.
So
a perfect
offended.
casting. When revealed who Stabby's wife is, it's like, that's great. Perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah. Very fun.
And then you've got your podcast, Steph Infection, which people can, men or women, can listen to whenever they want to. Has anyone ever come on to Steph Infection with a sports-related injury story? Really?
Most are. Yeah, most people have torn their ACL or their meniscus, whatever. A lot of those tears, a lot of spraining the ankles, a lot of like bones popping out from like soccer and stuff. Oh yeah, there's a lot. I'd say most are from sports.
Yeah, graphic, what we do to our bodies.
Yeah,
also, the ACL, God's worst invention.
What is that?
It's never working. It's always tearing.
And it's popping, and then the healing. My buddy Greg right now has been bedridden for like 4 weeks.
It's crazy.
Can't move.
It's crazy. It's why when athletes are sometimes like, well, they could be back in, you're like, how? I wouldn't be able to be back, and I don't move.
No, you see someone roll their ankle, then the next day they're running. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening there.
Yeah, high ankle sprain, 6 to 8 weeks. And you're like, 6 to 8 weeks? Yeah. I'd be done for the rest of 5 years I'd need
over it
to come back.
Yeah, rest.
Crazy.
Rested up there.
Also, the only major sport that you follow, Toronto Blue Jays?
I don't know. I panicked. I said that I lied. It was more, here's the thing.
Tell me.
My family, huge Toronto Maple Leaf. Big hockey. We're big in hockey.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
My family as well.
They are the worst fucking team on the planet Earth.
They're so bad. It's comical.
It is comical. And every year they do this. Every year they either get into the playoffs, they get close, and everyone gets so happy and excited, then they shit the fucking bed.
Right.
Every year. So this is my big sport thing I'm bringing to the pod. My buddy who I'm staying with, Alex Pavone, huge sports guy.
Shout out Alex.
Big sports guy. He's a hilarious guy. He opens me the road. Anyways. The Leafs haven't won since 1967. And I know that because it's in a Tragically
single
Hip
game.
song.
Would you believe it?
I actually would. They're so fucking bad.
So bad.
I hate them so much.
And you should.
Because they're bad.
Yeah.
So he said, this is what he told me today, that they haven't won because of the Diddler's curse.
Oh.
And I go, what's that? He tells me that back in 1967, all these ushers were diddling kids.
Like at the
fucking game, in the fucking games or during the game. I don't know where these kids were, what was happening. They were diddled, and now there's like this spirit or this like haunting aura around it, and that's look it up.
Pulling out my phone, and this for the sake of misinformation. I have no idea. I don't know who you're staying with. I don't know him from Adam.
He's a
and
big
so he could be making
guy.
this up. Diddler's Curse, Toronto. We've got to put in.
See,
no, I'm still trying to find.
I'm gonna fucking kill him. He said this is a real thing, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. I got SOS over here, so I can't help you out.
I know there's no service in this studio. I see
nothing.
And so we'll put a big allegedly on that. Look, people are allowed to have theories, okay?
He said it's a big thing. Maybe he said it to fuck me, and so I looked like I had some kind of something. And
maybe he's like, she's really going to go on a sports podcast and say that the usher of a hockey arena diddled a child, and they haven't won.
Why.
The Maple Leafs really do. We're a podcast for casual fans, and I feel like the Maple Leafs must be the hardest type of team to be a casual fan of, because there's never. In order to feel any of the joy, you have to be invested. And in order to be invested, you have to risk it's not even a risk. It's kind of a guarantee that they're going to just ruin your day, week, month, year with in some comical way, most likely at the hands of Brad Marchand, who used to be on our team, is now on the Florida Panthers. I'm a Bruins fan.
Okay, thank God. I was like, if you're a Florida fan, I'm getting the fuck out of here right now. I'd be pissed off. I'd be absolutely seething. I love Boston. That's where I filmed my special.
I know, at the Paradise.
Yes.
Shout out. Shout out Bill Burr.
Shout out Bill Burr. Shout out Boston.
Yeah, it's the best place.
I can't believe how bad. What's the problem too with the Leafs? I think they have one of the biggest fan bases.
They do, and they're so diehard. And they don't deserve it at all.
Do you know how much money it is to see a Leafs game?
Probably a ton.
It's fucking stupid.
Probably a ton. Hockey in general is more expensive than you think. I mean, probably in Canada as well.
Leafs especially, and because they're it's like some big thing. I saw one game, I think when I was in grade 9. What is that? 15 years old?
Yeah.
With this guy who I was dating at the time who happened to get like free tickets from like a radio show or something.
That's how you got to do it.
That's it. You
got to
call
find
in.
it in.
That's literally what it was.
I know. I tried to see a Bruins game. Dan and I tried to get tickets because I've made Dan a Bruins fan because he didn't have a hockey team.
Okay.
And my family's big into the Bruins, so we were like, yoink, you're with us. And he was in. It was a bad time for him to be in because we've been kind of embarrassing the last few seasons. But we were going to go see a Rangers game. They were playing. We live right near. You've been to our apartment to do this podcast. We live right near MSG, so we were going to go see Bruins Rangers, and it was like a random early in the season, and it was like $200 for all the way per ticket. All the way up. I was like, that's just
crazy.
Like, it's just, can't I just go for like $60 and get a cheap ticket and go watch an early in the season hockey game?
Because also, even if it was like $50, you're going to buy 2-3 beers each. You're buying the dog. You're putting on some
100%.
onions. It doesn't make any sense.
$230 a ticket for a team that I'm trying to convince him to like? Get out of here.
It's very upsetting.
It's upsetting.
Yeah. The only time I've really enjoyed a Toronto team was when the Blue Jays won in 92 and 93.
Yeah, fun.
I was very young, but it was like the vibe of everybody, like all my parents' friends, everyone was so happy. I'm like, wow.
Joy is possible.
It is possible.
It is.
It never will be with the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it is.
It truly is. I think the greatest thing about sports is like what I'm here for is for everybody to be, everyone in this room wants the same thing, and that thing doesn't hurt anybody. Nope. The other team, I guess, but it doesn't. We're all rooting for a common outcome together, and then when we get it, we get to experience joy. Yeah. That surely means nothing, right? But it is something
at that moment in time.
It's something. It's just how many times do we get to just gather and experience joy?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Very infrequently. Comedy, sure, but then you're always going to be like, I hated that one bitch. Like there's always. When you leave a game, you never center out one person on the team. You're like, that guy's a piece of shit, the fucking backhatcher. You don't do that. But at a comedy club, you're going to be leaving, talking about who you hated the most for no reason, not just enjoying yourself.
Or sometimes you go to see comedy and it's actually a person who just thinks that saying all the offensive words is the comedy. And you're like, there was no joke in between.
So you're talking about the mothership.
You're just hate speeching me. I would never bring up the mothership in front of any comic because I know you guys have to bend a knee.
I don't
want to get in the way of the bending of any knee.
I do not, and I will not.
The Maple Leafs, not the Maple Leafs. They suck. The Blue Jays are okay.
They are. They got good again. Remember the whole bat flip thing? That was huge.
That was huge.
Everyone loved that.
That was a big. Well, no, some people didn't, which was what was crazy. It was like, who gives a fuck?
Let him.
I'm sorry. He experienced joy.
Yeah, and then everyone's all pissed off.
They're like, that's not how we do it. It is. Why
but
not?
That's football. I have a hard time watching football. They're celebrating for 45 minutes after. Keep the game going. The game already stops
sack.
So much.
It wasn't even points. You sacked the quarterback, and you've got to do a choreographed dance.
Big dance happening.
Too much.
I like the football now though.
Okay.
My boyfriend's heavily into the Bills.
Okay.
I'm a Bills fan.
Okay, that's
sorry. I love Josh Allen.
Okay.
See, I know a name.
But
he's very cute.
I don't want to say that they're the Maple Leafs of the NFL.
No, they're not that
strong, but they do get there, and then
I can't. Yeah, my boyfriend will murder me because when the games are on, he's like,
they're a great team to root for, though, and they're
really
fun.
Are. And we want to go tailgating. Have you seen what they do out there?
They're
nuts.
Right the fuck in.
I look like
Bring a phone.
Bring
film
a table.
The
throw
whole
me on the
thing,
table.
Some ketchup and some mustard squirted on you.
Me
you
up.
are made to be a Bills tailgate.
I really am.
And so you haven't been yet.
No. It's always, also, you know how fucking, have you ever heard of what happens, how cold it is? Like, I think it was like 2 years ago, the fucking full stadium got snowed out.
Yeah.
And to get to your seat, you had to shovel
it out. I remember
and people did it. And no complaining.
I know.
Just freezing their, I'm like, that's too far for me.
Too far.
I'm not doing that.
It's crazy.
No,
I went to a Patriots-Broncos game 1,000,000 years ago. It was cold, like very, very cold. It was like one of those days where there was no weather, but it was just, it's going to be very cold, so bundle up. So we had like the heat things in our pockets and whatever. I got a beer and it froze while I went between sips.
That's
and I was like,
crazy.
I thought you put alcohol in the freezer because it takes so long to freeze. It was that cold.
That's
it was miserable.
nuts.
It was
Freezing
miserable.
between sips is actually crazy.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So anyway,
freezing between sips.
you should be going to a Bills game. I think you should make that happen.
Yeah, we're really trying because my dad's also a Bills fan because it's the closest to Toronto. So
of course,
because we don't
it's
have
the
football,
northernmost team. Well, you guys have a whole league in Canada.
Well, do we? Even my family didn't watch that.
No.
Nobody watches CFL.
You guys aren't tuning into the Grey Cup to find out what the...
I think I used to serve people. I worked at a wing restaurant in Toronto, and people from CFL would come in. And it's so funny seeing a Canadian athlete from that because nobody gives a shit. They'd be like,
yeah,
"Hi, I play for the CFL." I'm like, "What? Blue cheese or dill?" And they're like, It's so embarrassing.
Blue cheese or dill?
Yeah, I worked at Duff's Famous Wings in Toronto.
What happened to ranch?
This one wing place we just did the blue cheese or dill. I'll tell you right now, you don't need ranch when you got dill.
That dill sounds good. It's probably a dill. If we're being honest, it's probably like a dill ranch. It's creamy
It's a
dill.
creamy dill, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's like a ranch with some flakes in there.
That sounds nice.
It's good.
I like
Check
that.
out Duff's Famous Wings if you're in Toronto. Great wing.
I'm going through a phase where Dan's a big ranch dressing guy, and I love ranch, but I have had such good like homemade ranches recently that Hidden Valley, I feel bad. My whole life I've been loyal to Hidden Valley. I can't. It tastes wrong now.
It's watery.
It's almost like it's like plasticky because I'm like, this is not. And so I'm branching out and like buying random ranches that I see in supermarkets.
Why don't you
I
make
think I
one?
might start making.
Make it. Just put it in the hidden range bottle.
It's easy,
he won't
right?
even know.
It's not. I know.
Put a couple things
I
together.
mean, he wouldn't know an alarming amount of stuff. I could swap out like he wouldn't know at
You were
all.
gonna body double? He's like, babe.
He's like, your
Thanks for
your
coming.
boobs are bigger, I think. No, wait. Just a
No,
completely
it's-
different
yeah,
voice.
it
He
sounds-
doesn't
it looks
notice.
nothing like you.
Look, he's busy. He's got a lot going on. He can't be noticing me or ranch dressing. Yeah, okay, so the Blue Jays are good.
I have another sports story that I never get to
let's
tell.
fucking hear
This is
it.
the only time. Okay, this one's bad.
Oh,
So I saw the Blue Jays play the White Sox years ago in Chicago. I was
Okay.
there for Lollapalooza with my
Exciting.
friend and my boyfriend at the time. We go to the stadium. We're having some sips. We're sitting pretty high up. Baseball's affordable. I will
yes.
say that.
Yes, it is.
$14.
It's like
ticket.
every day, so they really can't upcharge it.
Could you
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
those
yeah.
$100? So we're up there pretty high up, and there's not a lot of Jays fans, so we all have our Jays gear on, whatever. And we start winning. And there's this guy behind me, and he's not loving that I'm like really woo. I'm annoying at games
So
when we
am I.
win.
So am I. I'm
loud.
aware of
It's-
that.
I'm
Yeah, yeah,
aware.
yeah.
I know. I understand.
Especially if you're in another person's stadium. I've curbed this a bit, but in my youth, I was very like, yeah, I'm from the other team.
Yeah.
Like I was that
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. I relate. You're in a safe space.
Yes. And I was younger. I was like, what was I, 23, 24?
Life.
So, God, we're going to die any day. So I was like, cheering. We started winning a turn around this guy. I was like, in your face.
Yeah.
I wasn't swearing. There were children around. This guy throws a massive mayonnaise packet at my head.
Open.
Closed.
Okay.
Have you seen the size of these American mayo packets? It was like a ranch dressing that you get. It was like a huge, like rectangular. Whips it at my head.
Oh no.
And I'm like, thinking he's just gonna let me like I'm gonna leave it. And I
Right.
pick it up, and my best friend Allison was on me. She goes, Stephanie, don't do it.
Right.
And I go, too late. I turn around, I whip the mayo packet, completely miss this man.
Oh, no.
I hit this fat little redhead kid
No.
right in the eye. Her glasses fall off. She's Daddy, no!
Oh, no.
Starts sobbing. The entire area starts pointing and booing at me. When I say I don't know if I've ever been that embarrassed in my entire life, it was mortifying. I had
did
to
you
go.
do?
I had to apologize to the girl. I had to go up. So now I had to get out of my seat. Everyone's staring at me. I have to shuffle up like 3
How many
rows.
seats? It's like
they're
three
like
rows
3 rows
over?
behind.
Oh my
and I'm like, I'm really sorry. Is there anything I can get you? I was like, gonna go buy her like a hot dog or something. I was
Yeah.
like, no mayo. No, I didn't say that. But I was like,
Hold the mayo, got
a dry dog. But I was like, I'm really sorry. And the dad was like, it's okay. He's like, that man was really out of line for doing
Yeah,
that."
and where were you
Yes.
on that, Dad? You could have fucking said something when
Yeah.
the original
Yeah.
mayo packet was thrown.
Which is crazy to do.
Let he who cast the first packet.
My aim is so bad.
Yeah, and that's not your fault. Mayo is hard to throw.
It's not
flat. You have
it's
to
flat.
lay it against your palm and launch it in a way.
And he was up, so he got the down angle.
yeah,
so
it was
I was
easy
throwing
for him.
up.
Yeah.
it's a
That's
problem.
crazy. A man hit you in the face with a mayo packet.
Well, he hit me in the back of the head, but I did hit the child right in the face.
The back of your head's still technically your face. Fair?
I don't think so.
I think my face goes all the way around.
Oh, so you've eyes in the back
I got
of
a
your head.
360.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
it.
You
I got a 360
big 360
face.
head there. Okay.
You can find Steph Tolev's special on Netflix. It's called Filth Queen. It's out now. It's very funny. You can find her in season 2 of Tires, which is probably on the front page of your Netflix. I feel like that's on the front page of everybody's Netflix.
Is, yep.
And her podcast, Steph Infection. Do you have any dates or anything you want to promote? Or
Just follow me on Instagram, Steph Tolev. That's it. They're
Sign up for a mailing list. That's my best advice to anybody who has a comic they like on the internet. Sign up for their mailing list so you never forget when they come to your city. They will send you an email and let you know, and you won't have to check their dates and go, damn, you just came to where I was.
Every fucking day that happens.
Just sign up for the list. They won't sell your email. They're just comics. They just want you to come see them.
Thank you.
Laugh at their jokes.
Exactly that.
You should do that. It's a fun time.
It is.
All right, Steph, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It was fun.
Bye.
Bye.